Hello, here we go again, another 744 video. And I just realized I forgot to take the phone off the hook. Anyway, hopefully it'll be okay. The question today, or title, is this. Is there an actual plan to restore law and order? Make no mistake about it. Governments are the most lawless institutions on earth, bought and paid for with money made out of thin air by criminals operating the banking cartel through actors playing roles as attorneys, judges, and media whores. It is a lawless operation, an extortion racket, human slave trading on a massive scale maintained by a mind control system that imprisons most people without bars. The entire matrix on our planet is a lie, a fraud, and heartless. I've had the sense that real change is coming, but is there an actual plan to restore law and order? Will humans of goodwill finally get the help needed to take down the criminal cabal? Yes, indeed. There is a large mind control operation on this planet that enslaves people without bars. There are people like myself and many others who have been trying to sound the alarm for a long time, at least all of the 21st century. Since 9/11, many people have awakened, and many people are trying to get the truth out. And yet, for the majority of humans, the truth seems incredulous and fictional, while the reality that they live in to them seems plausible and believable. It's an insane world where lies have actually risen to the top of the belief system of the world that most people call reality. It's a sick reality. It's a demented reality. It's a fraudulent reality. And it's not real, yet it certainly appears real. Now, as I've been exploring these subjects, really, in the 21st century, I've had a little bit of knowledge in the 20th century, but most of my awakening to the geopolitical realities of the world have happened since 9/11. But as I've explored, there are actual plans to restore law and order. One of them involves good people in the military, good people in the CIA, good people in various international, Interpol and international law enforcement agencies that really do see their job as upholding the rights of the people and the constitutions of nations and the sanctity of personal and national sovereignty. There are good people that have been trying to create plans to arrest the people that stand in the way and block the good from the people of the earth. And don't think for a moment that there aren't people that are desperately trying to hold on to their illusion and their delusion of power, where they can continue to operate this human slavery trade and this extortion racket, extorting things of value from people and incarcerating people for no reason at all, no lawful reason, for ignoring all of the various remedies that have been employed. And yes, it's not that the remedies are bad. I don't believe there's a single bad remedy. The remedies are all true, or at least the ones that I've used. I'm convinced that every single one of them is a valid remedy within the system as the system of laws exists. The problem is governments are lawless. Courts are lawless. Attorneys are lawless. Not all of them. Not all of the judges are bad. Not all of the media whores are refusing to tell the truth. Many people, even recently a CIA pilot who has the most hours of any uh, approved pilot. He's come on record and put an affidavit that no planes could possibly have hit the World Trade Center towers, not even buildings 1 and 2, that was all a movie. Now, I used to think that was nonsense, that people said no planes hit. Of course planes hit. He said, no, it's absolutely impossible for planes to have hit as the pictures showed. It had to be an animation. It had to be a scripted video. And what people saw was the videos, not the real event. Most people did not even see planes hitting the buildings. And one person that testified that she did see it has been used in various news things and various roles to uphold the official story. She's a paid media whore, a paid shill to tell the story and make the official story seem realistic. But there are people that are in the forefront of trying to get the truth out that are in jail right now. Dean Clifford has been in jail since mid-December in Canada. And he's one of the heroes. I just watched a video of him that was made just a couple of days ago. And they've been not even allowing him to bring a defense because they have no defense for their actions. They are operating outside the law. Our governments are criminal operations. They are criminal institutions put in place, as I said, by a criminal banking syndicate and by the courts and the lawyers. And as for me, I'm dealing with the courts too. And I've watched over the years as I've been so excited that I found that the law was on my side, that the law upheld what the truth was. The law does. But the courts ignored the law again and again and again. And there have been people that have been planning to create courts that pay attention to the law. They were doing that in Russia. They're doing it in various other countries. They're doing it in Europe. They're doing it in Australia and South Africa. They're doing it in the US and Canada, of course. All across the world, people are trying to set up courts that listen to the law. But the criminals still maintain or manage to hold on to the upper hand. And the common people, even my best friends, when I ask for support, they feel threatened, like I'm trying to make them wrong or trying to make them do something. Well, yes, I'd like to have support. I'd like to have support of the community. Will I ever get it? Probably not. Probably not until there's no longer any threat involved in sticking your neck out. There's no longer any fear element because the truth is already so obvious that everybody knows it. And then all of a sudden, oh, Ron, we were with you all the while. But they're not with me. And that's the truth. And most of the people that are in the front line trying to make people aware of how the world really is, most of those people do not get supported in their own community. That's a fact. That's a fact. I have lots of support around the world, but nobody here to help defend my rights with me on my home front because everybody's too afraid. Everybody's too wrapped up in their own little comfort blanket and their own little security blanket. And as long as it's not happening to them, it's not happening. It doesn't matter if it's happening to me. It doesn't matter if it's happening to Dean Clifford. It doesn't happen if it's happening to Santos Bonacci. It doesn't happen who else it's happening to. As long as it's not happening to me, I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to be concerned because it's not my problem. It's not affecting me. And you say, Ron, you're laying a guilt trip on people. Well, people ought to feel responsible because we are our brothers and sisters' keepers. And if we don't stand together, we will fall apart. And we will fall individually. One after another, they will pick us off. Now, the only reasonable plan to restore law and order, in my eyes, as I see it, as I feel it, is with extraterrestrial help. because humans will never be able to do it by themselves, by ourselves. We won't be able to do it because most people are apathetic. Most people are lazy. Most people don't want to be involved. Most people want to stay in their comfort zone with their security blankets wrapped around them, as I said. And they don't want to get involved if it's not about them personally, because they don't see themselves as connected to anything else that's happening. As long as it's not happening in my world, in my life, I'm okay. If you've got a problem, it must be you have bad karma. It must be that there's something wrong with you, and the universe is just meting out to you what you deserve. And there's all sorts of spiritual lies that people tell ourselves, that the media tells us, that our religions tell us. The brainwashing continues and continues and continues. Separation, separation, separation. It's not about you. It's not about you. All you've got to do is worry about what's inside of you. Take care of your own insides. The outside is an illusion anyway, so don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. There's only one of us here, and it's you. And as long as you're safe and as long as you're secure, everything is fine. Is there a game plan? Yeah, there's lots of people that have been trying to create game plans that will work, but they don't get the support that is needed, not from the human family, and so far not from the extraterrestrial family at a level that has actually shifted the balance and created the tipping point where it starts moving quickly in the other direction to restore the rule of law that Karen Hudas talks about in so many of her videos and interviews. But what is the rule of law? The rule of law upholds human rights. The rule of law would convict almost every actor playing almost all the roles in government agencies at any level whatsoever, including police departments, including sheriff departments, because it's all a privately owned corporation for profit of individuals to extort money from the people of the world, the masses, the ignorant masses that still believe that the governments are good and still buy the mainstream media bullshit put out by the media whores on our mainstream CNN, CNBC, ABC, all of them. Even Russia Today probably doesn't tell the whole truth about what's going on in Russia. But as I said in yesterday's video, I trust Russia and China far more than I trust the European Common Market or the European Union or the United States. I mean, we are the criminal nations. Canada is a criminal nation. Australia is a criminal nation. These are criminal operations, criminal enterprises. And if we're going to ever have peace on earth, we have to restore law and order. We have to restore justice so that truth prevails, not the lies, not the games, not the ridiculousness of the current system where people are brainwashed into believing things that just simply are not true. What does it take? What's it going to take? I'd love an event. I'd love an event that could shift human consciousness in the twinkling of an eye. I'd love such a thing to happen. Will it happen? I'd like to believe it will. Some people say there's going to be an announcement this month. I certainly hope so, because I don't want to play martyr again. I don't want to be victimized again by a criminal system when I'm standing in truth and the law is on my side. Truth is on my side. But law and truth have no bearing in admiralty courts. They simply don't. And they have, in their eyes, the absolute right to ignore anything that would violate their system or bring their system down or bring real justice to bear for everybody, because their system is a criminal system. When are you going to get it? It's not law and order. Police do not uphold law and order. They are not peace officers. They are code enforcement officers, and the codes they enforce are corporate codes created by and for criminals. When are we going to change it? When is the actual plan to restore law and order going to be put in place so that it works and it restores freedom and justice and brings peace to the planet? When is that finally going to occur? When are we going to get the help that we need? And when are you that are sitting back and saying it's not my problem, when are you going to wake up and realize that if it's happening to a brother or sister that you know, it is your problem, even if it's not apparently happening to you yet? That's the reality. You can take it or leave it. You can agree or disagree, but nothing's going to change the truth. What your agreement is not required for the truth to be true. And I've told you the truth about our governments. I've told you the truth about our institutions. I've told you the truth. I will continue to tell you the truth as long as I have breath. This is my video for today, and I thank you for listening. Namaste.